Warning for the FTC. The use of video games / electronic games in this video is not used to attract children to my content. It is in fact just used as creative choice because this is the type of video I want to make. This video is intended for all audiences, not just people under 13. Thank you. Now I will continue with the video. Hello, wolf friend pack amigo thingies. Today I bring you a video that's a little different, as today I will be showing you a Terraria video. I know I don't really show any Terraria on this channel, but it's a game I quite enjoy. But here I'm going to be doing a series where it's not just any normal Terraria playthrough, but one where it's a mage playthrough. Now I have to set the rules down for this, as most of you probably won't know what this means. What this basically entails is I can't intentionally hurt anything, any enemy, or even any passive mob with a weapon that is not a mage weapon. Now a mage weapon is a weapon that uses mana, which is a sort of currency in-game that auto-refills that is located near the right of the screen, in which certain mage weapons will use up it with every single hit. So for example, the Amethyst Staff, a mage weapon, will use up, I'd say, 3 mana every shot, and you need to keep refilling it. So rule number 1 is that I must only use mage weapons. There is an amendment to this though, is that if I damage an enemy or passive mob unintentionally with something like, let's say, a pickaxe when I'm trying to mine and I accidentally hit it, that does not count. But if I very purposely keep attacking that thing with something that's not a mage weapon and I kill it, then that is against the rules. Rule 2 is that I may not take other characters that are more powerful or even less powerful but that just have a different rule set to go into this mage world and then to give an unfair advantage by repressing the status of the world. So that means I make a character that is just for this mage playthrough and I must use him for this world, and I may not use any other character that I have to progress the status of the world. Rule 3 is that I may not use any external hacks or any internal glitches to progress my progress. So I cannot use any cheat engine cheats, for example, and I may not use the teleportation glitch or the duplication glitch. And yes, this does mean no hoiking, which some of you might disagree with this, but I have just decided that it's basically a teleportation glitch, and it is kind of cheaty, so I will not use it. Aside from that, that's really all the rules, and this is the video. Hope you enjoy it. The journey starts. I boot up the game, it loads, and I'm getting ready to make my new mage character. Then I go on to give my character a great name, and then I also go on to create my mage world, after doing some favoriting and cloud saving stuff. Here's a hint. If the left side of the loading bar on this screen is purple, then that means you have a corruption world. If it's red, you have a crimson world. As you can see here, I got a corruption world, and I think that will be a good benefit because I overall think that corruption is easier, as really the only difficulty in early game is getting over big holes. So here's the real start of the journey. I chop down some trees, I go to a nearby hill and get a mage weapon. Very lucky I actually got that so early in the game. I kept exploring the cave going downwards until I found a minecart track, which I rode until I found a life crystal. A life crystal is an item in the game of which you can mine, and when you use it, it gives you an extra 20 health. So like 100 to 20 or 240 to 260. I then go on to go to an abandoned house, which right below it has an ice chest. Inside the ice chest, it has an ice boomerang, among other things, which isn't much use to me, but I might as well keep it so I can sell it to the merchant later on. I then gather the chest and head my way out. After traveling down a bit and fighting some slimes, I see myself falling into this pond. Now, it doesn't seem that bad, but the thing is, right above me is a spiked ice slime, one of the worst enemies to see in the frozen biome, anywhere in the game. Honestly, they really suck. So, with my great ingenuity, I found a way out so that I could breathe, and then later I could also kill this guy. Oh, but it's not over here, because after a almost fatal drop, I then find another abandoned home, in which I seem to find a snowball cannon, an Eye of Cthulhu summon item, the Suspicious Eye, and a few other things. Now, the snowball cannon isn't that important because, well, guess what? It's not a mage weapon. But the Suspicious Eye is really good because it lets me summon the Eye of Cthulhu, the first boss you should fight. After some annoying enemy avoidance, I then go on and see that there's nothing really here. So I eventually decide I might as well start mining down, as that's really the only place I can go. Now, after I go down a bit, I decide it's probably good to put some blocks over my head so that no enemies go down. Trust me, this can happen quite a lot. And I start my mining journey. As this little mining journey comes to an end, I come up to a spot where I see a detonator, and I dig down so I can detonate it from behind a wall and get tons of platinum automatically blown up for me. I then start to mine up the wall, but I see that there's an ice bat. Now, instead of putting a wall down there, I decide to test out my wand of sparking and see if it will kill this ice bat without damaging me too much. I got pretty damaged, but ice bat's gone. After getting ice skates, which let me go across ice without breaking into it, I decide to mine down right into an ice bat and some ice. It was a real YOLO swag moment, and it actually turned out pretty well. I only got hit once. The water sparking actually isn't that bad, but you need to be very good at using it. Then I see that there's text, which means an enemy, in this little enclave. I then go over to mine towards it to see what's in there. Here I demonstrate this weird technique where I dig down, but right before I break some of the blocks, I build a platform. This is so the blocks are open so I can hit the spiked ice slimes, but I'm still standing at something so I don't fall down. After climbing up a bit, I am going to enter into the marble biome. The marble biome can be really great because it can have chests and some good treasure, but also some of the enemies can really suck in the marble biome. I fall down in there because of a bat, but it's fine. But I fall down more and I get into a beetle cave. This beetle should have been fine or I should have escaped, but whatever. I personally think this is a really good YOLO swag moment. I'm gonna take this beetle out. Okay. So I was slain. Now, after that horrible incident, I walk left into the desert and eventually find an entrance to the underground desert, which is great because in these entrances you'll usually find treasure or a heart crystal or something like that. Now, I can see there's an antlion as I enter, so I use my wand of sparking to very easily take him out. I keep going down, and what would you know, I find it, a life crystal. I fall on a piece of water with an antlion charger, which is a really dangerous enemy right now, but luckily, he can't even hit me. So, after blocking off because I thought he could hit me, I then proceed to see, wait, no, he can't. And I go ahead and mine up this life crystal. After surviving through the night after coming back from the desert biome, and building my guy this crappy little house and protecting him from zombies, after killing off this zombie, well actually not, I decided to go over and journey to the right a bit more instead of just going straight down the mine. I just keep going and I try to avoid the zombies as much as I can. I eventually returned because my exploration was boring, but look at this. You can see I accidentally hit the slime right here. And that's what I mean by the whole accident thing. The slime jumped up, and he only jumped up aggressively at me because of this stupid guide. And I just was trying to get rid of another block and mine it out. I stopped here just to be careful. But now I'm starting to make my house look, well, quote unquote, house, look better for this guide. Now I will go through a montage of me just adding more to the house. And so there you go. That was the first episode of my Terraria Mage playthrough. Hope you enjoyed. I'll do more episodes of this later. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye, Wolf Friend Pack Amigo thingies.